You have entered the AquaBrain. I'm your Virgil Drew. On today's show, we're going to talk snow skating with my next guest, all the way from Alberta, Canada, Ben Nadeau. How the hell are you, Ben?
Hey, I'm good. And you, Drew?
Oh, man, just hanging out. So where are you? You're in Canada.
Yeah, I'm just outside the Banff National Park in Kenmore, Alberta.
Oh,
We're
man.
right next to the Rockies, but like if you look on the map, we're like straight
Gorgeous.
vertically up from you, dude.
God, I'm like, we're in the desert here a little bit. It's like high desert. And I was looking at some pictures, man, and that area is just gorgeous.
Yeah, definitely. The mountains, you know?
Yeah. So you're a snow skater. I love talking to snow skaters. So how long have you been snow skating, and how'd you get into it?
Officially, I quit snowboarding in 2007. So winter 2007, I quit snowboarding.
Okay.
They had a GNU Toronto at the clothes store in Whistler at Evolution there, and I was like, it's on, you know what I mean? And I had two brand new board that year, two brand new snowboard, and I sold them like in the same month, and never touched a snowboard ever again, even on a powder day. So
it's amazing how addicting it is when you actually get into it. It's like, man, this is.
Yeah, I just want to push every day, you know, like make things like, you know, if I see I would be riding a snowboard, I would be like, dude, I could have done so much more on a snow skate today, you know?
So what was the progression? So you started with the Toronto, and then.
Yeah, so I did that from like basically 3 years. We did the Toronto for sure. After that, Lip Tech came. We did like 1 year of 49, and that was like, okay, we can go big, we can go faster with the 49, you know? And after that, definitely the powder skate, when that came, like it was like in, yeah, 08, 09, the powder skate came on for me, and that was the revelation. I was like, we can shred everything. And like everybody, Wolfgang's video of him getting off the helicopter with his old Salomon and dropping, that was like, for me, I'm like, if this guy can do it, like I can do this too, you know what I mean? So I was like,
Yeah.
and yeah, so, and after that, you know, after that, it went on and on and on. After that, 5 years ago, I met Greg Ryan and introduced to the Proboard. And I was like, dude, if you can change a couple of things, you know, it's going to be a hell of a board. And he did. And now I've been, you know, mostly riding that around the hill for the last 4 years now, I guess.
So how'd you first get introduced to the powder sub?
Through Jordan. Yeah, Jordan Armstrong at Circuit. He made his custom one, and he had one, and I tried one. And after that, I tried to hunt Adam to get one. But when I saw that video of Wolfgang in that video, I know Wolfgang was a pro snowboarder for Salomon, and my friend at the time was one of the head guy for Salomon snowboarding. And I called him in Europe, and I was like, dude, like, I want one of those powder board that we see Wolfgang on. You guys press them. I see your logo. And he's like, dude, he only made 3 of those, and it's for himself, and you cannot be released. So I never got the chance to get a Salomon, but I thought I would get one like for a museum piece. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I guess there's only 3 Salomons board, and they're owned by Wolfgang out there and somewhere in Europe. You know?
I wonder how many of them are still functional.
Yeah. I'm sure they had a good time, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, the way he rides, it's like probably destroyed him. I'm sure he's got one at least that you can still ride.
Yeah, same you got some couple of old ones in the back there, dude.
Yeah, so that was my that is the Danny Cass. That was the first one I got, and I learned the hard way that's a little too small. But it was fun. I was cruising around. I was riding stuff I really had no business being on that thing. But yeah, a couple years later, actually took a few years break because I just didn't know that there was a bigger board, another opportunity. And yeah, it actually I I gotta say, Brian Wilson, he took me on a trip down to Lake Tahoe.
Shout out to
And
Brian.
yeah, Brian. And you know, I'm ashamed now to say, but I took my snowboard and you know, didn't really try to snow skate while I was down there, which is like I missed out on such an opportunity. Awesome people and everything, but it was after that and building the snow skate movies and stuff like that and just immersing myself in it that I was like, man, I gotta get one. And then I ended up getting a 48 LibTech 48, and let's see, I rode that thing off and on until I delaminated my board, and then I got a 50-ish as opposed to getting a new snowboard, and that was the end for me. Haven't I'd still ride a snowboard, but I, you know, why at this point, you know? I mean, but yeah, so well, cool, man. So you're up in Alberta. Where do you normally ride? Where's your home mountain?
I ride mostly Sunshine Village. It's the closest. It's basically 20 minutes from my house, so small drive and good condition. It's just you know, we need coverage here. If not, the rocks are sharp. It's the Rockies.
Yeah.
You want to fall down, that's all. But yeah, that's where I've been riding for the last 4 years, I guess. Yeah.
Okay. Are they pretty welcoming?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. They're pretty welcoming, definitely, definitely. They're just two chairs that we're kind of not allowed to ride, but it's
Really?
pretty good. We can hike and stuff, and you know, it's pretty big.
Do they what reasons do they give you?
Foot traffic, the old foot traffic one. You know
Really?
what I mean? It's that one that come back all the time. So yeah.
Man, do you have to have a strap up there?
No, no strap, just those two chairs, not allowed because you considered foot traffic.
Man,
I
that's
tried to fight it off.
crazy.
One of my videos, I'm there. Some of my friends arguing with the guy to let me on, and that's pretty hilarious on its own. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My
Now,
friend somewhere is like, just let my friend go, dude. He's okay.
man, is it pretty? You ever, you know, just between this community, just between the internet,
Yeah.
have you ever ridden up those chairs just on accident, like accidentally
Oh, yeah.
gotten on and like, hey man, I gotta get down now?
I did many times with a strap.
Okay.
Uh, oh yeah, I did many times with a strap, and I try still today with a strap from time to time. I do try.
Hey, you know, you gotta you gotta try.
I made up a strap with a eel strap of a snowboard, and it's a white strap, so it really looked like I have a binding on if you look not carefully with the
Yeah.
boot and everything. And I just look, I'm like, look, it's just a double board, you know. And I tell him it's just a double board, and they're like, oh, it's okay. So they let me on.
And then
But
they
I
get wise.
have to be honest. Yeah, I do.
Well, good for you. Good for you. They should let you on anyway.
Oh yeah, they should.
So
I'd
you
be
look,
surprised.
yeah. So I know here there were some super skiable days that we didn't get to ride. Um, are you looking forward to this next season? And
Yeah, definitely. We got our pass bought already. I did 85 days last year, and
wow.
it got shut down March 16. Man, like we got the no go like everybody else, and
Yeah.
you know it snows. Like I'm sure would have been like I counted like 6 days would have been not great, but all the other days would have been like epic days. A lot of filming would have been happening, a lot of shredding, and but yeah, it's life. It's what it is, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, cool. Well, this next season's just going to be great, right? We got to make up for lost time. I know
Yeah.
I had an interview with Shag a few episodes back, and he was saying I don't know, I can't remember, but I think it was only like one day or something he got in last year. Um, sorry if I'm misquoting that, but yeah, I mean, we're hurting.
We are. Definitely. It'll be nice to be up there, to be honest with you, and just chill. I just want to make sure this year. And I think, to be honest with you, it's going to be a big year for snow skating. I think a lot of people are going to get more into it this year. It's going to get more exposure. Uh, because of the international snowboard scene is going to be down basically. So people are just going to have fun in their own little local resorts. And what's
Yeah,
the best way to have fun in a local resort?
that's right.
Skate.
I mean, even if you do have a snowboard and you normally snowboard or ski, I mean, it's always good to have a snow skate in your quiver. Go out, take a couple runs. I mean, what does it hurt? It's so much fun, and I know when I was doing the kind of rotation where I take a couple runs on my snow skate, a couple runs on my snowboard. Man, my snowboarding got like crazy good all of a sudden. Like those runs that I'd take after a couple of runs on the snow skate. I'm like, there's nothing was phasing me because the snow skate's such a different experience.
But that's what I was telling the boys up in Whistler. I'm like, top to bottom on a powder skate on Whistler, it's like a full day of snowboarding physically.
Yeah. Oh man, yeah, Whistler's fun, man. I've only ridden it on a snowboard in the summer, so I mean, I don't even know the potential of Whistler.
Hmm.
But I can't even imagine. I mean, it seemed like we were going on a couple lifts. I mean, there was a bunch of lifts just to get to the glacier. So I mean, just
Plus
massive
bus ride.
skiable.
Plus the bus ride.
Oh yeah, yeah, massive skiable acreage.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, if you ever make it down here, I'm in Boise. We have a lot of skiable acreage over at Bogus, and it's pretty fun. There's cat tracks that connect, the front and back side, and lots of like black diamonds and crazy faces. A lot more than you'd think, out here. It's pretty high elevation too. I think it's like in the 6,000, something like that.
I want to go down, dude. Like, since when the border is gonna open, I'm gonna make a trip down for sure.
Yeah, do
I,
it. Hit
I
me
have
up.
a lot of people in Washington I want to go see, so and I want to see everybody over there too. So
Yeah, I'm keep my fingers crossed for the event circuit again, in March. I got cut really short, obviously. I think it was like one or two events last year. So that'll be pretty fun. I'm gonna try to make it out to some. No promises, but definitely something that I'm looking forward to doing. So speaking of events, can you tell me a little bit about the Canadian Classic, the Canadian Summer Classic?
yeah, so that was really fun because, like, I had access to the glacier living in Whistler back in those days, and I went there and I really wanted to ride all the features. So I went to see one of my buddy Greg Daniels, who's one of the president for the Snowboard Instructor Association,
Yeah,
and he used to own the Whistler camp. And I'm like, dude, like, I want to go ride my board. You know what I mean? Like, can you give me a deal? And Camp of Champion was really nice, but Camp of Champion only sells weeks. It's really crowded.
uh,
It was like $8,000. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Compared to my friend was giving me access for like $100. So I was
yeah,
like, that's pretty awesome. So I went to his camp, and I wanted to bring a lot of people. I was like, dude, let's do an event out of it.
yeah.
Anyway, and I didn't get a lot of things sent to me, and yeah, nobody showed up, dude.
What?
Yeah, man. Like, we had that perfect step up done. So what I did is I rode the step up all day long, and some people, they had a big rock there, and people were just like leaning down, tops off, and just watching me ride all day and getting myself like hurt, and that was pretty awesome. It's just, yeah, nobody showed up, and that's where for me, like, doing all those events, I realized, in Canada, we're a big nation. Doing the guys on the East Coast don't know what the guy on the West Coast does, vice versa. And just crossing
Yeah,
from me to Alberta to Whistler or anything, it's like a 6-7 hour drive as well. So we're like, it's really hard to get people hooked up. People have jobs, kids, payments, obligation, you name it, and
yeah,
it's really hard to get people together. It's kind of sad, but when it is, it's super awesome. Have the summertime that you guys have in the States. Like, oh, awesome of an event that is. You get everybody go there, everybody got a good time.
Yeah. Have you ever made it down to like Serpentine Massacre or
No,
the
I did not.
Olympics or anything?
Did not. I did the Olympics. I did the Olympics with Jordan. We drove together there, and yeah, that was an awesome event. Definitely, I got to meet everybody that you read in magazine or you saw or you took pictures or part of the community. So that was really awesome. Get to meet everybody down there, and that's why when the ban is up, let's do it again.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
My kids
super.
are older now, so I can go again.
Yeah. It is a pretty welcoming community.
Oh,
Um,
yeah, definitely.
you know, considering it's, a lot of like, middle-aged crusty dudes, but we all come together and that's man, it's definitely it's definitely unique, I think, in a sense. I've heard it referred to, like early days of skateboarding or any of that, but I wouldn't know. I was so young, I wasn't even born, early days of snow skating or snowboarding. But yeah, man. So Starfish Magazine, I saw that there was an article. Now, was that in the magazine that didn't happen, or was that in one of the?
No,
Did that
I
ever make print?
no, I did the work with Tim for what, a year or two, almost 2 years. We had 2 seasons. We worked together. I sent him picture, like he was saying in one of your videos. I saw he was telling people
Yeah.
he was asking for content, and I was sending him
Uh-huh.
stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Uh, at the time, I was writing every day, and I was like having the time, so I was sending content. The only problem I had with sending him content, it was I was writing alone most of every day. You know what I mean? People back in those days was really hard in Whistler. Like a lot of people that I knew, even who snow skate now, didn't want to be associated with me or the snow skate scene. They're like, oh, because everybody was pointing fingers. And they were like, oh no, no, it's like, and it was really hurtful for me, but whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was like, I just wanted to go out there and believe in what I believe in, you know what I mean? And I was believing in powder skating. So for me, I was like, you know what? I'd rather ride alone on and do something that is good and fun. And, I was putting myself as well in situation that, I don't know if as a friend, I wouldn't bring somebody in those situation like, super steep, muggly, you're no binding, if you hit something, you're half dead. So you're
Yeah.
like, oh my God, you have to ride super hard. You know what I mean? So that was good to ride alone, to be honest with you, but it was just weird that how the movement at the time was.
Do you remember what years those were?
Oh, 2010, 2011.
Okay.
Yeah, 2010, 2011. It was really like I said, but people were stoked at the same time to see me ride, but nobody wanted to tell me, you know what I mean? And people
Yeah.
were on one-on-one, they were like, oh, I saw you, you're so awesome, it's so good. But when they were like in the public, they were like, don't know him.
What?
Yeah,
That's
man, it was hilarious.
That's crazy. I feel bad now because I was doing a bunch of research trying to get a hold of people for my video and stuff. And man, I wish I would have known, man. I wish I would have known. I would have been like, hey, send me footage. I was just begging people to send me footage.
Yeah, and I got busy as well. Like I went working in the heli skiing industry for what, 3 years, and when you're in
Oh
those
man.
places, it's very secluded. So you're limited with your internet, what you can post and everything. So I remember, like, when I was living there, you take your computer out of your house and you go download somewhere where you have internet at the hotel, and you're like, oh yes, finally,
Yeah.
you know Wi-Fi, internet, thank you.
Well, and plus speeds were a lot slower back then too.
Oh,
It took
way slower
forever
back.
to do anything. Edit a short timeline was like hours.
My first videos were filmed with an Handy cam. I remember like having like no glove and my hand totally frozen shut, and you're like, oh my God, that was a great scene, but my hand.
So are those videos anywhere online? Like what's your
Yeah.
YouTube channel?
So my YouTube channel is the Ben 418, and this year it's my 10-year anniversary. That we've been filming.
Right on, right
And
on.
for me, doing that was more like a memorabilia biography of what I've been doing for the last 10 years. Because I'm like, well, people 10 years from now, they're going to be like, oh, I'm the first one to do this. And I was like, no, 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 no. We were there way back. And the best way to immortalize the beautiful web, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, man. I mean,
And,
that's
and
exactly what I'm trying to do here. Sorry, I keep stepping on you. Go ahead.
it's all good, bro. It's me. No, same. Yeah, you're right. And I think you're doing great, man. I love your interviews, and you're trying to recapture and go deeper into the art of everything that, what you're researching there.
Yeah, I think it's really important, hopefully someday somebody will stumble upon these and be like, whoa, who is that? Let me go search. Hopefully everybody's known, but it's like, if it doesn't, we're all gonna have, I'm a little bit all over the place, because I want to say we're all gonna have Alzheimer's, but then I thought that's probably not a very nice thing to say. But you know, I know my memory is definitely slipping. I'm not super old, but it's like, you know, with everything, all these distractions and stuff, I know that was like, all right, I've got this community. Let me go and try to see if whoever is willing to talk to me, and anybody who's willing to talk to me, contact me, AquaBrainTV@gmail.com. I'd love to do a chat with you. Um, yeah, man. So we're gonna step a little bit outside of snow skating, but you've gotten into mountain biking
Yeah,
recently. How did
yeah.
that happen? And
But I always in the mid 90s, I was really into mountain biking back then as well. That's when all the North Shore stuff was happening and everything. And, we were used to drive down from Whistler to North Van and bike there. And in 99, I totally quit mountain biking. That was it for me. I was done. And I went motocrossing for a bit, and that was really fun. And like, I realized it was a little bit more education. Now that I have kids, I wanted to put them on a dirt bike, but I realized with location, time, it's not feasible. So now it's totally happening, and we're mountain biking in the summer, and we're going at those epic places with our family, and what a great thing to share with them.
yeah, a little bit more affordable too. I mean, you can still spend quite a bit of money
Yeah.
doing the mountain biking, but a little bit more affordable than the motocross stuff.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely, definitely. Yeah, and yeah, I'm looking forward for this season, man. That's like, I think it's gonna be a lot of good things for us up here. Snow condition, like I said, you're hype, I'm
Yeah,
hype.
yeah. If
We're
I got to
hype.
hike,
I want to see like all the new products of everyone. There's a lot of people, are doing a lot of new things, and we want to make sure that the community is still growing in the snow skating.
yeah, yeah. So any future events in the works up in your area, or?
I don't think. I think I'm gonna leave it a year again, and when um, well, yeah, I'm gonna leave it a year again, and when COVID's done or so, I'm gonna try to get some sponsored and get put more time into get like a tour going, like a Canadian tour, maybe a East Coast versus West kind of thing, like you do in hockey kind of thing, and get jerseys done or something to get people together. Because I think when the travel's gonna be done, the economy is gonna be back, everything's gonna be just fine. So we'll definitely planning that. I've been wanted to plan a full helicopter, no bindings for the last 13 years. So that's still on the go. It's a luxury, man. Like,
Yeah.
and I would love to get 13 people with many thousands that can drop. It's very rare, but maybe one day some Red Bull something gonna come, and Monster Energy, and they're gonna be like, hey, we're putting 12 guys together, and let's do like the no binding helicopter and get the filming crew and everything.
Oh man.
That could happen, but that's what's so expensive, helicopter skiing. So maybe that's gonna happen. Yeah, new boards. I see the Canadian Association as well doing like their snowboard instructor or start to like be interested on snow skate, that's something, they shut me down like with in 2010. They totally shut me down. They told me that was not their mandate. Their mandate was instructing snowboarding, and all I wanted is maybe that's gonna help us be accepted in resort that don't accept us. And I was
Yeah.
like, let's communicate them. And they're like, I'll make a plan like they have for snowboarding to make a certification of instructors. So if the hill want you to maybe put some ability test or anything, that you have a certified instructor and push the sport, whatever.
Yeah.
So that's gonna start happening. So I'm gonna give them a call this winter to see, you know what I mean, and seeing like, hey, do you still have no interest or what's the deal?
Yeah. Well, and
Uh,
I think when you have those classes, or when you start having that, then you can start getting the rental boards up there at the resort, and then it's more accessible for people to try. Like right now, when I ride the chair, somebody asks me what it is, I say, they're like, oh, that sounds fun, I want to try it. When I can't point them anywhere, and I don't know them from Adam, hey, come down to my trunk, you know, let me. Oh, I guess I could, but then I'd spend my whole, day. I don't know. It wouldn't be too bad, but still, you know what I'm saying, right?
yeah,
If I can say, hey, go down to the rental shop, they got some, then it's like I'm off doing my day, and
mhm.
they're like, maybe they do, maybe they don't, but at least there there's some a way of getting them actually on one if they
Yeah,
want to.
saying that, what I've seen in Vancouver, the Leeway guys, what they do demo nights, and they have a stand outside in North Vancouver. And I've seen two of my buddies sending me like Instagram pictures, them with a snow skin, say, hey, dude, like I'm trying it. I've seen your videos and stuff, and now I'm trying it. Definitely a demo tour would be awesome. You know what I mean? Like get, a couple brand together and you just tour and you do
Yeah.
contest and resort and demo at the same time. It would have to be the way to get like a financial way to get everybody together. I think that could be make an awesome thing.
Well, and I think, and I've said that, I know I've said this before, but, and it's not unique to me, but, uh, each brand is rides a little differently, and snow skating is definitely like, you got to find your feel,
Hmm.
and I know that because I've tried a few different boards and I like some better than others. And, I think that therein lies what you're saying. Multiple brands that kind of come together and say, hey, let's do a joint demo,
Hmm.
so people can say, oh, I want to try this board, next run I'm going to try this board, or whatever.
Hey, you have
But
all the little tents lined up next to each other. You know what I mean? And people can like do like a snowboard, just leave their driver license and borrow a board.
yeah, and I think, man, I think you'd sell. I think I think you'd be surprised at how many you actually sell too.
Definitely, definitely. Yeah, and I think this winter we're gonna still continue on going on the split skate. Those was one of my crazy thing that I came up with. Uh, I ride a lot of different snow condition up here. In the backcountry. So like powder surfing get it challenging because you get like snow packed, wind blown, crust. And all those things. It's not like always perfect what you see
Right.
in videos.
Yeah.
So I think the split skate is for me like I think a winning formula to access the backcountry. It's
So
not
tell me
like
about the split skate.
so. The first generation of Adam Potter skate were like kind of pretty much no taper. They were all like straight down. So I took one of those many years ago and cut it in half. And Jim from Pre-Dog sent me a pair of trucks, and he cut them in half for me. And I cut a top deck from Florida on top as well. And I had like snowshoe binding and ill lift and everything. And I was like, I had some skin and I went in my backyard and I was like, dude, that's the next thing. You know what I mean? I'm like, I can ride any snow condition. All I have to do is clip the board together. I don't need snowshoes. All I need is a skin, a beacon, a shovel, and a probe, and then I'm
Yeah.
done. And I was like, this is the money. And after that, so I rode that board for a year or two as a prototype, and I saw what was working, what was not working, you know, burn the kinks out and in,
Sure.
and came up with a couple different prototypes or ideas in the meanwhile. And now I have that last ski that Adam sent me. It's a 160, and it's wide and big, and it's gonna make the perfect skis. We almost got the top deck ready. I got the bindings done, uh, and that's the thing I want to start doing. Like start filming on touring. You know.
Nice, man. So you're working with, are you working with Florida
No,
to do
no, no,
that,
no,
or?
no, no. But yeah, Adam always will always been good friend and had a great communication kind of thing.
Yeah.
And he always listened to my idea because I guess he saw my videos and I've been riding his board like more than everybody. Who ride as much as me on a powder skate. I don't think so. There's a lot of people doing as much days.
Right, right,
So for me, like I'm like I can have feedback of how the board's doing.
right.
Um, the last time I had a board, I still have one Florida, and Adam made it like 3 years ago now. I guess 3 years ago, and yeah, and I still have it, and it's still in good shape. And we make good boards. They're not really, they're indestructible. So you know,
Yeah, man. When you ride it as hard as you do, I mean, that's definitely saying something.
yeah. So they can handle a lot of days. I saw still one. My friend Dan have my powder skate from 2008, and he still ride it. And I'm like, oh my god, like I had a lot of days on that board, so and he still had like 6-7 years after that. So it's a good one.
Yeah, for sure. I love when stuff holds up.
Mhm.
That just not so much of that.
And with that, I designed as well the what was it, the leash, the powder leash, the hairbag leash. I made up with like canoeing and backcountry gear that I kind of hooked up together. And I'm like, you know what? It's a great design, but to push the designs further, I would need to have like the company that make backcountry airbag to like ask question about the way I prototype. And they would go with like what everybody told me. It's too much of a niche market. To put like a design program in place. So that would be it. But I just want to have safety because many times I got dragged by my board in deep powder, and I was like, if I could unclip it, but if it could go so I can find it. So I was like, I need a floater for him, but I
Yeah,
need a
yeah,
floater for myself as well. So you know what I mean. So after that, you just
yeah.
go and flip your board back on, and you find your board, but you don't get dragged down with a lot of amount of snow. So that was my thing. I really want to be safe, and I got dragged so many times. I got scared. Got dragged like way deep in the snow, and you're like, that was a close call.
Do you have any videos showing that device?
Oh no, I still have the prototype in my cupboard down here, but no, I never got it out because I was like, people are gonna laugh or try to steal my ideas and stuff. So I'm like,
Okay.
and I spent a lot of money like buying all that stuff like and putting it together.
Yeah. You should take it on Shark Tank.
Yeah, that's what they're gonna tell me. They're gonna tell me like how many they're gonna sell. Like how many people powder
Yeah,
skate
right.
or powder surf. You know what I mean?
Right. What's your client acquisition cost? You're
Yeah,
like, I don't
exactly.
know, $1 million. What?
Would you pay like $700 for a leash?
I don't know.
Yeah, you see, that's the answer right there. That's the
Yeah.
answer right there. But for your safety, your life have no price.
This has been awesome. Ben, thank you so much for coming on AquaBrain.
Yeah. AquaBrain TV, c'est fantastique.
Yeah. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell so you know when we put new videos out. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Brain Aqua. This has been AquaBrain TV. Remember to keep your head up and keep those knees bent.